certain generalised statements are going to be made now. One of them is going to be that the majority of people that we see are round-shouldered. There are cases when they're not, but 80% of people that you come into your clinic are round-shouldered. That means that the upper thoracic part of their back is curved forward. It's not just the scapula that's gone forward that we've been talking about up to now and the medial rotation of the humerus. Well, I'm talking about the fact that when you look at them from the sideline, their heads are forward and you've got this kind of arching at the top of their spine. Okay? And that's probably most of us in some form or other. So if that's the case, the facet joints, the little joints that join each vertebra together, which is a small kind of joint within itself, become elevated forwards. So therefore the spine, the processes, become, the gaps between them become larger. If you imagine, if you can see, if I pull forward, these are going to open up rather than close down. So if I did this move, they're going to close down, and if I did this move, they're going to open up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Can you picture that?
Yeah.
So if you have a client that's round-shouldered, most of our massage moves must be down the spine, because I want to come down the spine and encourage that opening and the opposite. If I come up the spine, there's a danger in that I encourage the curvature that's already there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so when you do your posture assessment, most of us, you think, oh yeah, head's forward, yeah, you know, right, okay, so all my warm-up moves, everything is going to be done from the top of the couch. There's a little bit that's done on the side maybe, but we avoid that side up the back. All our work is going to be down the spine rather than up, which you can let around a bit, but fundamentally it's down the spine. So now I'm going to just demonstrate some of those moves. So the warm-up stuff, the upper margin, all that stuff is coming down the spine. Can I work on you, cousin?
Yeah, that's fine.
Just because you're sitting in the middle of the room. Okay, so a couple of moves that I'm going to ask you to take on board. If you've been around on Thursdays before all this crazy time, I was thinking we spent a bit of time together, didn't we?
Yeah.
God, 6 months ago.
I know.
I don't know how long ago that was, Hannah, but
No, that was probably just December actually.
it was, yeah, maybe. But I remember you coming in and saying, God, I've got these clients with this.
Yeah.
And it was good, wasn't it? We spent about an hour going through some just straightforward kind of different kind of moves that are great for protraction. Now we will, as in our level 3 stuff, as we move on, I'm going to link back and glutes and we'll just come right through. We're not going to tuck in or any of that business. We very much work on lower back and glutes all together. Okay, so you've warmed up. I'm going to put a little bit of support on me. So with all our kind of massage moves, one hand on the couch, coming down the back in that groove between the spinous processes and transverse processes, numberless groove, and we're going to come and swing it through here. I think I've got too much knots on it, so I'll just lose a little bit of wax. If you get too much here, it just slides around. I don't want that really. I want to get a nice kind of grip on the hands back. Okay, so my intention here, dropping down. Again, I'm in that sort of last third of my forearm. So I'm not here, I'm here, and I'm not here. So I'm sitting in that move. I'm banging up against, here's the spinous processes. I'm banging up against that. I'm starting to just roll down really slowly. So on a 1 to 5, how does that feel? 5 being really horrible, sore, go away.
About a 1.
About a 1? So then I can just drop in, sneaking down that spine as I go. Coming off my back foot, not doing this. A bit there. when you feel something sort of fibrous and lumpy, stop with it, play around with it, see what happens. Once you've gone down, now I can see that there's sort of quite a bit going on here. This next move. So I tend to ask the client and I sort of talk them through it before I do it with them. So what I want you to do is, it's got your head, what I want you to do is come up like a snake. So you bring your body and you bring your chest up and then back down again. And then come back up again, so bring your chest up and then back down again. Perfect. Alright, so now you tend to, because sometimes people just do that with their neck and you don't want that. You want them to come up. The snake is the only thing I can think of. Right, once you've got that kind of routine going, now you come in and I tend to gather up the trap because I want the trap to come up and over the back. I don't want to just come down the spine. I want to kind of bring that whole kind of, bring everything back. So I come in, grab the trapezius, bring it over the top, and then just sit here. On a 1 to 5, where am I?
Still a 1.
About 1, perfect. So now I've got the trap pulling back. Now I ask my client to come up. As she comes up, I come with her, and as she goes down, I put the pressure on, and then I rest. She comes up, I come with her. As she goes down, I put the pressure on and stop. As she comes up, I come with her, and as she goes down, I put the pressure on and stop. She comes up, I come with her. As she comes down, I put the pressure on. How does that feel?
Pretty good.
Did you say it's freezing?
That sounds pretty good.
Freezing, so come up for me, I come with her, and as she goes down, I put the pressure on. Something in there, isn't there? And then I come up again, and I come down. And you can see when people extend, she hinges. It should be a lovely kind of snake, shouldn't it? But it's a kind of... So we know that this is the area that's all congested and tight. And actually, when we come through here, we get that kind of real tight kind of extension here. And we can really just go backwards and forwards using that technique. We'll have a go with it. The key bit to remember is that you just go with their move. I'll just do it again just to demonstrate. So, client comes up for me, I come with her, and as she goes down, then I put the pressure on and stop. She comes up, I come with her, as she comes down, and then I put the pressure on. So there you go.
When you're putting the pressure on this, what I was trying to say, are you sliding down a little bit each time?
Just a little bit, but when she's settled back down flat, I kind of stop.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you can do in between that, you can go all the way down. You can do what you want. But that move, I like just going up. And as I go down, come down a little bit. And what we're trying to do, well, you do it, you'll see the differences on how you feel. Pain threshold, 2s and 3s. Don't go too, even though for some, I mean, for the carry, it's fine. It doesn't really hurt, does it? Look, just go. But for some, wow, this is really tender and sore. Brilliant. Have a go.